Welcome back. So second half of this week I was working on getting the seats mounted to our seat mounts, I guess. So and we actually tried fitting them, and it looks like they're a little bit low because these seats are a little bit more low profile than the ones that I designed. So I'll talk about that a little bit more shortly. Anyway, so Jeff is in the process here of getting the side brackets that help mount the gear retraction arm and keep that sort of in place, getting ready to bond those into place so we can have the nose gear retracting the way it's supposed to and supported. And as you can see here, he's done that, so they're bonded in now, and so now we have a place to mount the ends of the retraction arms. And actually you can kind of see right behind there that where that little bracket is there, in that bracket, in that brace is where it is. And there you can see it's kind of just seated in there right now. Anyway, we'll see a bit more of that shortly as well. And here you can see the seats sitting in place there on their seat mounts, and obviously we haven't bonded anything in there, just sitting there. Just wanted to show you kind of how it looks there initially, and just obviously still got the covers on the seat so they don't get all dirty and messed up. And here's it with the one in the fully reclined position, which is kind of a bit like the dentist chair really. So you'll be able to get a good nap in there, and that's with it lean forward. And so you see how easy it's going to be to get in the back there. There's all kinds of room there to get by that seat, and it's not even slid all the way forward there. So yeah, that's good. And next thing up, so in the flight controls, we've built some of the stuff. Jeff's built different brackets with the pulleys and stuff. But anyway, the next thing to do is to build this particular pulley here, and this is an aluminum pulley, and there's three different plates there that are 1 inch thick aluminum that need to be cut out to the right shape and holes and stuff drilled through them, and then they basically all bolt together, and then they create a pulley that the cable can go around. So I've got the flat stock aluminum, and just have to put that up on the machine, and ended up using a 3/16 inch end mill to cut through that. And obviously also two on the other ends, out at the ends of the spar, we've got two of these, one on the left and one on the right. Same type of setup with three different plates there that need to be cut out, and they also have a bracket there, as you can see on the front there, that attaches, or it's going to attach the push rod that goes out through the wing to the aileron. So, and this is the bracket there, so there's basically four of those that are identical that need to be cut. So time to fire up the machine and see how well I can cut some aluminum plate, because I actually haven't done that yet. So after a little bit of experimentation with feed rates and spindle speeds, pretty much got it dialed in, and ended up using just this 3/16 inch end mill, which is a nice narrow one, and just really short there, so there wasn't much chance for any sort of chatter or vibration, and just keeping it sort of lubricated there with some machine oil as it's going around, and a fairly slow feed rate working through there, but it's creating nice chips, so it's doing a good job cutting. And here we are a little bit further along, and you can see it makes a big mess with all the different shards of aluminum sort of flying off there, but what can you do? So I've cut out the larger ones there, and doing the smaller ones as well, and then be on to doing those other brackets. So as you can see, I've got those there, and after I drilled the holes, I put some screws down to hold them in place before doing the outline. And Jeff went and drilled the holes for the battery mount here, and he has to put sort of hard points in there for that forward bulkhead before he can mount that fully into place. And as you can see, nose gear coming together there, and here is the hydraulic pump for the gear retraction, and he's drilled the holes for that and has to put the hard points in there before that can be fully mounted. And here's the results of the work I did on the mill. So there's three of the plates just sort of sitting together there to show you how they sort of come together. And here's the smaller one for one of the outside ones that lives on the end of the spar, and there's three of the pieces for the other one, just to sort of show you the different shapes. And there's the other brackets there that sort of attached to those two different outboard pulleys there. So those are done, and next week I'll be on to cutting something else. So here we are sitting up on the gear, and the nose cone itself is just sitting on there as well. That hasn't been bonded in yet, and the nose wheel is fully compressed because we don't have it filled with nitrogen yet. So it's sitting a little bit low, and that's why we kind of left it in the jig there, which is helping it lift the nose up. And we've got the seats in there, and as I said before, I've got these little spacers in there, 1 inch spacers, because the seats are sitting a little lower than what we want. And after talking about it a little bit more, I think what we're going to do is just recreate those seat mounts and lift it up another 2 inches and get it to where we want to be, because the seats that I ended up buying a much lower profile in the actual bottom of the seat than what I designed. They're super comfortable, and that's not the problem at all, but anyway, they're sitting a little bit lower than what I want. So we'll change the seat mounts and get it up to where we want it to be, and hopefully we'll have that in fact I'm not sure that we'll have that done by the open house, but anyway, I'll talk more about that in a minute. On the brakes here, just another little job we have to do. We have to undo those banjo fittings there and just turn that cable over, or that hose over, because it's blocking the inlet there for the brake line that goes up through the leg. So again, just every time you turn around, there's another little job that needs to be done, even though that'll only take 10-15 minutes to do that. It's just something else that needs to be done. And back on those seat mounts, the great news is that the cantilever system that we've designed there actually is working great. It's super strong. You don't really feel any sort of flex when you're sitting, two of you sitting in there and bouncing up and down on it. So that's good. And as I said before, the nose is just sort of sitting there. That hasn't been bonded on yet. And meanwhile, the guys been finishing off some of these other plugs here. So these are the ones, those are actually going to be molds now, so we can create the brackets that hold the side sticks. So those are all waxed up and ready. Next week we can create those side brackets. And here you see Zach's doing the final sanding on this 4-plane upper skin mold plug, and Devon's just putting the wax profile there on the or the rubber profile there on this one. That's the new brace that's going to go around the parachute in the back. And while you take a look at Jeff and I sitting on board, I'll give you some details about the open house. So it's going to be on October 21st, which is a Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and everybody's welcome. And you can, if you want to fly in, you can fly into Cherokee County Airport. The details and our address and stuff is on the home page of the website, and I'm going to try and organize a food truck so there's at least something to eat when you come here. And I'll probably be giving more details in the coming episodes there of these videos, just as we go along. But yeah, everybody's welcome to come along and be able to sit in the aircraft and just see what it's like and check out our shop. And it'll be fun meeting a bunch of you guys, so we're looking forward to that. That's our update for this week, so thanks again for watching.